Hello guys, welcome back. I know you just had a lighter video, and I do try to keep the news off this channel. I swear to the gods and ancestors I do, but the news, the delightful news. And apparently, since the education system in this country is so bad, I have to explain to some of you that slavery was one of the worst things that ever happened in this country. May it never happen again. Slavery was wrong. Someone decided that to teach the children in 5th grade about going out west, they could tell children, I'm trying not to scream, um, that some of them would have oil, some would have lumber, and they were trading these things. Well, some of them got slaves. And it said, how much would you sell a slave for? These could be worth a lot. It actually said that, and it said you can trade them for whatever you want. And I just want to take the nearest object and commit violent acts. I really did, but I did not. Because Voodoo is actually a religion of peace and love, and the Loa are in general peaceful and loving. And I didn't first thought my mind was just put out a general feel of how is everybody in the house doing. And the house felt disappointed in humans in general, but didn't feel like anything was wrong. Didn't feel like, any of the gods or goddesses or Loa were terribly upset. I thought, well, they must see human stupidity like this on a regular basis. And one of the luxuries of being white is that you can go, that was stupid and ill-informed. I really hope they go get that sensitivity training. How they didn't get it already in the American education system, I don't know. But, that can be an option for us. We can just walk away. And the thing was, I had some trouble in the VR home, and this is connected to this. And I thought, well, Windows just updated, Oculus just updated. Maybe it's just I put too much into the home or something, I didn't know. So I had made an area for Ogu and company, and I had redesigned it because I thought, well, either it's going buggy because there's too much in here, because you can only put too much into these homes before they start to fracture and tear apart, or Odin is making a power play for his home. And I thought I will just put the Odin statues back in, and I will see if that calms things down, see if it's a religious thing. Well, it didn't. I did not realize how deeply hurt Ogu got. That was a mistake on my part. And he asked me very quietly in that Belliano way he has of driving the lesson home, which is actually very painful, how much would I sell him for? He asked me this at night and on my bed. And I said, I wouldn't sell you. You're my family. All of the Wudon Loa are my family. Nobody in this family gets sold. You're my family. No one's allowed to come get you. I will fight them. I will fight for you. And we've had this discussion before because this comes up in this country on a depressing basis. I said, you're my family. No one is allowed to fucking touch you. I will kill them myself and bury them somewhere, which probably just violated YouTube terms of service too damn bad. I said, nobody touches you. You are my family. And Legba was upset, and a lot of them were upset. And they pointed out the thing that they always point out. I could, as the white person, and this is one of the problems of working Voodoo if you're white, and we have to talk about this. You could have slaves. Do you think there weren't people two-faced enough to have slaves and try to practice Voodoo too? They didn't care. They thought they had a right to it because, and the horrible reasoning was, if they own these slaves, they own their voodoo magic too. The Haitian Revolution is the only thing that made me happy in the last couple centuries that I can think of. I'm getting yes, 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 back here. And we had to kind of sit down and have a real talk about it. And I said, if you really feel that I would have ever participated in this, then we are done as a family. I said, because I can't take the weight of all of that, of centuries of man's inhumanity to man, on my shoulders. I said, I can't do that. And Leva has this way of kind of putting you in the middle passage, which may the gods protect you and you never experience. I said, do you think as a human being I can't fucking feel that? Do you think I don't know how fucking terrified out of their minds these people had to be to first have people of their own country grab them, take them somewhere? They're looking at these strange people that don't speak their language, and these people take them and they put them on a boat where they're repeatedly brutalized, and most of them don't make the whole trip over here. And the ones that do make it, they're brutalized the rest of their life. I said, do you think as a human being I can't fucking get that? I said, I'm not stupid. I get that. The problem is, the teacher that wrote that question obviously didn't get that. Somewhere from birth to graduating college in the United States of America, nobody ever sat them down and explained things to them and showed them a slave collar and showed them the torture devices and kept it real and showed them pictures. We were fucking horrified by some of our teachers. Full disclosure, I grew up in Whitelandia, and the teachers that would terrify you because they saw slavery as the abomination before the eyes of the gods that it is were completely justified in how badly they scared us, and they fucking terrified us with it. They would bring in mock-ups of collars, and they would bring in, things so we could see and we could understand. And they did this, actually, I think, younger than these children were exposed. But they wanted us to understand why it was wrong, because we grew up in an area where the other teachers taught us it was a damn shame that those black people were slaves because those slaves stole our jobs. I am not joking. I wish I was. And that it would be good if we went back to slavery, but it would ruin the economy for a lot of people, and you got to think of that. How those people kept a teaching degree, I don't know, but it was the 1980s, and you could be the most racist person, say the most horribly sexist things, say the most homophobic things, say things against other people's religion, and that was just hunky-dory. And we have to address that as white people. We have to address that we've gotten so namby-pamby and weak-willed in this country that we'll now just say, oh, that's just an opinion. That's just an opinion. In fact, the one teacher that was trained to be woke said, hand to the goddess, this is a teacher in an American school, that was such a long time ago, it was a century ago. Yes, 1919, the year that Abraham Lincoln wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. I remember it well because I was there. Jesus Christ, do they not teach history in this country anymore? I'm laughing because I want to hurt people. Now obviously the voodoo response would not be to resort to violence. And we shouldn't resort to violence. We should pity someone that grew up so wrong that they thought that this was a good question to ask children, because, and here's the most wonderful part, one of the children that went home, her mommy is white and her daddy is black. And she answered this question. And she would sell slaves if it was the same paper. She was first going to sell them 2 for $3, and then she thought of it, she would sell 2 slaves, 2 human beings for $5. Her dad took a look at that paper and he said, honey, we do not do this. We do not sell people. And of course he was fucking hurt. Of course he was. He's a black man, and his child, who was half black herself, presumably, was asked how much she would sell slaves for. And I can only imagine what it was like for the children in completely African American households. And when we work with voodoo and spirits, we have to deal with that. We have to find our own way through it. The way here was to say, I am sorry that happened. It was a fucking horrible thing to happen, and it went on for centuries because enough people were profiting from it, and enough people went, and wouldn't do anything. And the people that were trying to do something just weren't strong enough for the longest time. And There is no making up for that. There's no amount of money, there's no amount of apologies, there's no amount of sacrifice that's ever going to make up for what those people went through. But the thing we can do moving forward is to make sure it never happens again. And we can damn make sure that the children in this country have a better education, that they know when they are teachers to never ask children how much they would sell a slave for. So I will get down off my soapbox, but I felt that needed to address that if the education system is so woefully broken that that was considered a legitimate question, that needed addressed. Slavery was wrong. I don't know what you were brought up believing, but slavery was wrong. It still is wrong. It will always be wrong. There is never a reason to put another human being in chains and treat them like a subhuman animal. There just is not. It was one of the most horrible things to happen on this planet. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.